Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Thursday, September 11th, 2025. 9/11, huh? Yeah, 20, 24 years ago. Go back, Google it up. When USA Today used to be a big newspaper. 2001 won't be our year, Trendseer says. They used to quote me all the time back then. I warned that a wave of anti-Americanism was sweeping the globe, and Americans wouldn't be safe at home or abroad. Again, who did it? I don't know. But what people don't remember is all the slaughter Americans were committing, not American people, the government, the crime syndicate running the country. Every time Bill Clinton got caught with his pants down, it was bombs away over Baghdad. And the Yugoslav War, I forgot about that one after another. And as we used to say in the Bronx, payback's a bitch. So again, now Tucker Carlson came out and saying that Israel knew all about it, and others are saying, did Israel do it? To get support, because Netanyahu in 2002 said how great it was that we're uniting against the people in the Middle East. This is the guy that sold us the Iraq War, the lie of weapons of mass destruction. So anyway, very sad to see the decline of our nation, and it's just getting worse by the day. On to the economics. Let's see. Stocks, they're up today, as traders anticipated that the latest reading of key consumer inflation gauge won't stand in the way of the Federal Reserve lowering its benchmark interest rates next week. And next Wednesday, they decide. They probably decided already, but they'll make it, quote, official. And the Dow is up over 600 points. The S&P up 0.85. The NASDAQ 0.72, with all three averages record levels. Yep. Total bullshit. Has nothing to do with reality, because you look at the inflation index. That was 2.9%. Wow, the Fed said it has to be 2%. Wow, that's rich. And the CPI, which excludes volatile food and energy, increased 0.3% in August and 3.1% from a year ago. Remember, there's going to be dragflation. Inflation is going to keep going up, and the economy is going to go down. It's not stagflation. It won't stagnate. And what else? Meanwhile, you ready? This is the language from CNBC. The labor market received yet another sign that it's slowing, as weekly jobless claims saw a surprise jump. They didn't see a surprise jump. When you went back to last week, you saw a unsurprised low of new jobs being created. So you know what's going on over here, but can't talk about that. And what they say, jobless claims was good Thursday after job growth figures were revised down earlier this week. Yep, that's right. Workers filing for unemployment compensation for the week ending September 6th, it's the 11th now, increased 27,000 from the previous period to a seasonally adjusted 263,000, the highest level since October 2021. October 2021. You mean when everything was locked down? When they called the COVID war? Remember, I'm your health minister. Before you jerk off, you better masturbate. You better sanitize your hands, And remember, stand 6 feet apart. Remember that clown guy that was the health guy? I forgot his name. He became Richard and Lola, Lola. Yeah, the clown guy that was the health minister. I mean, director, whatever. Anyway, that's the numbers now are as bad as it was during the COVID war. And what else do they have here? Again, they look at Bitcoin. As we said, it was down around $111,000 per coin. Now it's back up to $114,000 per coin. Plus, we said we're bullish on this stuff. The Trump family is very heavily invested in it. The Lutnick guy's kid, everybody, the Commerce Secretary's kid, his pals, and the one after another. So you go by what it is. So we're very bullish. We're bullish on it. And gold, as we went on the air, gold was down some $5 an ounce, but it's still trading at $3,634 an ounce. Not one peep from the mainstream media prostitutes in the toilet paper record or the Wall Street Journal about skyrocketing gold prices for the last several days. Not a peep. $3,634 per ounce. Let's go back to when we call gold the top trend, a golden year for gold. You ready? Golden year. Yep. Right there in front of you. You know what gold was back then? $2,041 an ounce. And now, $3,634 per ounce. And not a word. This is telling you how bad the geopolitical and socioeconomic conditions are. And again, go to your Trends Journal, trendsjournal.com. We're writing about what's going on in Turkey, what's going on in Indonesia, what's going on in Nepal, what's going on in all these different countries, and why there is so much insecurity going on. So again, go to trendsjournal.com if you want to read history before it happens, and for the grand total of $2.59 a week. So support us because we're supporting you. And again, I'm getting blacklisted, shadow banned, one thing after another. Chinese exports grow at slowest rate in 6 months. There's a global slowdown. Oh, I forgot about oil prices. Oil was down today. Let's see, it was down 1.66%, selling at $66.37 a barrel because there's softening U.S. demand and oversupply. This is old news. And again, where it goes, nobody knows because Israel keeps ramping up the wars. And should they attack Iran, it's going to be a whole different game. And you're going to see the Ukraine war ramp up as well. And we'll get to that very shortly. But it's also important that exports to Southeast Asia rose 22.5%. So China is leaving the West and going east. And they're going to keep, again, China's trade surplus was up 102.3 billion in August from 98.2 in July. So again, and China's going to become more and more self-sufficient. Again, the labor numbers are very, very important. And again, this is why the jobs are, the gold prices are going up. It's geopolitical and economic instability. Here's an article in the Wall Street Journal. Health insurance costs for businesses surge. They've gone up at almost 10%. Yep. They expect it to surge 10% in 2026. They're up about 9.2%. Again, this is inflation, but we won't talk about that. And again, healthcare prices are going up because more and more people are going to the hospital as they get older, and people are in terrible shape. Again, you have 70% of Americans are overweight and some 42% are obese. Again, if I was elected president, I'd have a fat tax. The more you weigh, the more you pay because you're driving up the prices. But anyway, what else do we have? Bigs keep getting bigger. We have articles in that every week. Mitsubishi Electric to buy Nozomi. Yep. Only $883 billion. Hey. Potbelly to be sold to racetrack. Trek Anglo-American to form $53 billion metal giant. Stakes acquired in U.S. refinery unit. Yep, one after another. So going back to the geopolitical instability, Look what's going on in France. This is the way they expressed it in the World Socialist website. French government's fall expresses mounting global debt crisis. They're talking about, and we're going to get more to it, a global debt crisis. This is a result of the COVID war when they locked down everything and printed trillions of dollars of fake money backed by nothing and printed on nothing to artificially prop it up. Again, I thought everything would crash when they locked down everything. I didn't know that they would keep negative interest rates in Europe, zero interest rates around the world, and pump in countless trillions of dollars. So here it is. Yep. It's right here. Oh, there were more. I missed these two. PNC to buy Colorado's first bank for $4.1 billion. Yep. SpaceX and $17 billion deal for EcoStar Spectrum. I'm mentioning this because the bigs just keep getting bigger. All we are plantation workers of slave land. And again, with the Intel deal, the merger of state and corporate powers, it's a Trends Journal magazine cover. According to that Italian guy, Mussolini, the dictator, fascism. And that's what we got. It's fascism. The bigs own everything. You don't got no dough, you can't go nowhere to see the president or anybody else. You got to be a billionaire. This is an article in the Turlet Paper Record. Again, not a mention about the what's going on with gold or any other important things. Harry sees Charles the first time in 19 months. Prince Harry met with his father, King Charles III. King Charles, this fucking clown king. Here, boy. Here, king. What the fuck do I care about this shit? What the fuck do I care that one shithead met another shithead? King Charles, you're a fucking crime syndicate. Shove this king shit up your ass. You're fucking murderers that destroyed countries all over the world for centuries. But that's the news. And again, the numbers that keep coming out, the luxury sales keep going down. And I wonder why. Yeah, look at this. Look at this picture. Who's this? Look at this. Oh, Armani? Oh, yeah. That's fashion? An ugly chick dressed like crap? Look at this. As we say in the Bronx, I couldn't fuck her with your dick. Look at this. There's fashion? Fashionless. Anyway, going on to more happier things. This was the article in today's Wall Street Journal. Qatar strike shows Netanyahu is done talking. Israel on Tuesday hit the heart of the negotiations. They were trying, again, that was all bullshit. They sent them there to negotiate, just like they did with that guy Nasrallah, and then they kill him when they get there. 10 jet fighters struck the Hamas office in Qatar's capital. 10 Israel. Could you imagine that? An article on the World Socialist website. Israel attack on Hamas negotiators in Qatar exposed fraud of ceasefire talks. The Times of Israel, citing Israel officials who spoke to Israel broadcaster Channel 12, reported that, quote, United States President Donald Trump gave the green light for this Israeli strike in Qatar. That's coming from the Times of Israel. Yep. Trump said eliminating Hamas, who profited off the misery of those living in Gaza, is a worthy goal. This is who's running our country. This is disgusting. After attacks in Qatar, Israel fires on Yemen, aiming to hit Houthis. They killed 35 people and wounded 131. This is from Al Jazeera when I went on the air. Maps. Israel has attacked 6 countries in the past 72 hours. Israel could attack anybody they want, anywhere they want. They hit Qatar. Israel continues to bombard Gaza. They killed 150 people and injured more than 540 others since Monday. Oh, but they killed that guy, that Charlie guy. That's all the news. I don't even know who he was. Terrible that it happened, but not a word about the slaughter of Palestinians. That's over 65,000 of them dead. According to Lancet, almost 200,000. And hundreds of thousands seriously wounded. But that's not news. Not a word, not a word, not a word from the prostitute turds. Nothing. Yep. On Monday, 67 people were killed and hospitals received 320 wounded. It just keeps going on. And despite a truce, Israel bombed Lebanon. Well, they only killed 5 people there. What else? Israel targets Syria. And that was Monday night. Yep. One after another. They carried out 100 attacks this year, including 86 air raids and 11 ground assaults, destroying approximately 135 sites and killing 61 people. Israel could do anything they want, anywhere they want. It's fine. And then they go on to say that Gaza flotilla attacked twice off the coast of Tunisia. The global flotilla, a family boat that they want to bring sailing Portuguese flag, want to bring food to Gaza, bombed twice. And what else? Israel attacks Yemen capital. Yep, we mentioned that already. 6 countries in 72 hours. No outrage. And that guy, Katz and Mouse, yep, is defense minister of Israel. Katz vows to hit enemies everywhere. Yep, saying it right there. Kill anybody, anywhere, everywhere. NATO planes down Russian drones over Poland during large-scale provocation. That's what they call it. Poland's Prime Minister, Donald Tusk, an arrogant piece of shit, said that his country and allies had successfully responded to a large-scale provocation by Russia. He said that an estimated 19 drones, There's no reason to claim we are in a state of war. The situation is significantly more dangerous than all previous ones. Okay, so Russia sent in these drones, and they say they got in there by mistake. They weren't killer drones. But anyway, shouldn't be there. But how about condemning Israel for bombing 7 countries? Oh, no. What's with Russia violating Poland's airspace with drones? Here we go. That's what Trump said. How about what's with Israel violating Yemen? Oh, I forgot about they bombed Iran too. Not in the last 72 hours. And all the other 5 places they bombed. That's the bullshit. What's with Russia violating Poland's airspace with drones? Here we go. Trump said. What's with Israel violating these countries? Shut the fuck up, Salenti. You're an anti-Semite. Yeah. European powers escalate war threats against Russia after drones shot down over Poland. Yep. The Russian defense minister denied any intention to hit targets in Poland and said it was ready to consult with the Polish defense minister on the matter. This guy can't pronounce the guy's name. The deputy defense minister of Belarus, which borders Poland, said the drones had accidentally entered Polish airspace because their navigation system had been disrupted. Belarus has shot down the drones over its territory because it had lost their bearings. Disrupting GPS signals is a widespread weapon in the war in Ukraine. So you're getting two different sides of the story, but we only get one. NATO member planes shoot down Russian drones deep inside Poland. Yep. And you ready for this? More war. It's ramping up. When all else fails, they take you to war. So please join us at our Peace and Freedom Rally up here in Kingston, New York on September 27th at the Four Corners of Freedom, John and Crown Street. You go to occupypeace.com for more information. And we have Judge Napolitano, Scott Ritter, Joe Laurie, Dennis Kucinich, Roger Waters will be doing a live screening. We'll have big screens up here to see it. We're getting, and more people will be coming, more speakers. We're doing everything we can. This isn't about me. It costs me a lot of money and a lot of stress to put these things on. And again, we're doing everything we can for peace, but peace will go nowhere without you. And please consider donating what you can. And subscribe to the Trends Journal. We're on the side, we're warriors for the Prince of Peace. And nothing to do with religion. It has to do with thou shalt not kill. Anyway, Europe's defense tech startups attract surge in investments. Okay, here you go. We've been writing about week after week in your Trends Journal about how the European economy is going down and they're building their defense budgets up. Again, when all else fails, they take you to war. That's an article, by the way, I'm reading you the headline from the Financial Times. The military-industrial complex is going to get richer. This is not going to boost the economy. Economies are only boosted when the nation that's manufacturing the products are bought by consumers. These products are just being made and the money going into the pockets of the military-industrial complex. So again, please support us because we're supporting you. Join our rally. And what else do we have here? Here, block everything protests in France. Yep. Thousands of people, hundreds of thousands, they said, demonstrated across France on Wednesday, disrupting traffic, on and on. The economies are going down. Yeah, you got to go back. You have to go back. In tracking trends is the understanding of where we are. To understand where we are, you have to see where we got here. Talking about France, let's go back to 2019. Yellow vests, remember them? Yeah. Remember the protests going on in Colombia, Bolivia, Peru, Chile, South Africa, Lebanon, Algeria. We called it the New World Disorder. This was 2019. One of our top trends in 2020 was New World Disorder. Hong Kong, 7.5 million people living there. 1 million were taking to the streets. What happened? China launched the COVID war on Chinese Lunar New Year, the year of the rat. Italy followed, one country after another. You can't go out and demonstrate. People were taking to the streets because of lack of basic living standards, government corruption, crime, and violence. COVID comes, but can't go out, can't go protest. Those days are over. The people are suffering. The facts are all there. But don't worry, when all else fails, they take you to war. And this will be the end of life on earth. Einstein, cat that knew a thing or two about the atom bomb. He said, I don't know what weapons will be used to fight the Third World War, but the fourth will be fought with sticks and stones. And that's where we are. You listen to John F. Kennedy's speech to graduating students at American University in June of 1963. He said, if we go to nuclear war against the Soviet Union, life on Earth will be destroyed in 24 hours. And it'll be ruined for generations after generation. That was 1963. It's a lot worse now. So please join us for peace. Occupy peace. We're doing everything we can. It's up to you. And please consider subscribing to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happens. The more subscribers we have, the more we can do. It's not about me. It's all about you. Thank you.